Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, Cruising Out of Sight. Little shout out to Tony B on the inflection on that one there. Thought I'd make a video today about my roulette strategy. I play roulette on the ship, one, to have a little bit of fun, get to talk to people, make friends with the dealers. I tend to enjoy that. But I also like to earn points that I redeem for free cruises. I say redeem, you don't redeem them. What am I talking about? You earn free cruises when you get a certain level of points. You earn a prime status, a signature status, a master status, and there's benefits that come along with that. But thought I'd start out slow today. Part one of this video is talking about the Martingale strategy and how I play. So let's get right into it. Here we are at the roulette table. What are we trying to accomplish by playing roulette in the casino, either on land or even on a ship? It doesn't really matter, either or. Both are just about the same. I think maybe the ship might be a little more generous on the perks, but our goal here is to minimize our risk. That's why we play the Martingale strategy. We want to maximize how many casino points we're going to get and earn those cruises, earn the perks that come along with those as well. That to me is the biggest value. And most importantly, we want to have fun. Sometimes I'll sit down at the roulette table. Maybe people aren't really talking all that much. After a while, it kind of seems like work, especially when you're going for long streaks, not hitting. If you're going like 6, 7 spins every single time before you hit a win, sometimes it starts feeling like work. As soon as that starts happening, I get up and I walk away. You got to have fun. If you're not having fun, don't play. So you're probably asking right now, what the heck is this Martingale strategy? Martingale is a progressive betting scheme in which you always increase your bet enough to cover all of your cumulative losses prior, but also add a little bit of profit on top of that. So what we're trying to do is avoid a big long streak of missed spins, but then as soon as we hit a spin, we're going to go back down to the bottom of our betting structure, start from scratch basically, and then work our way up, and just keep doing that over and over again. Every time you win, back to the beginning. Lose, lose, lose. We're going to start betting bigger and bigger and bigger until we get that win. We're going to start all over again. That's what Martingale is. So the strategy that I use is I play on the dozens on roulette. You don't have to play on the dozens. You could play odd, even, red, black. You could play inside numbers. You could pick 10 inside numbers and progressively bet on those. It doesn't matter. What I like to do is I like to pick a dozen, and that's either a column that covers 12 numbers or a chunk that covers 12 numbers, like the 1 through 12, the 13 through 24, or the 25 through the 36. I'm going to start on my structure at the smallest minimum bet on that structure, and I'm going to place that bet. If that bet hits, I'm going to repeat at the beginning of that structure and place that small minimum bet. If I miss, I'm going to go down a rung of the ladder on my structure, and I'm going to increase that bet enough to cover the previous loss, plus a little bit extra so that I get some profit if I do hit. Again, if I miss, I'm going to increase again enough to cover the previous 2 bets losses, plus a little bit. And I'm just going to keep repeating until I'm comfortable with how much money I've made. I'm getting tired. Like I say, it starts feeling like work, whatever. I'm just going to continue playing until I've played enough. So you may be asking, what are these betting structures? I have 3 main structures that I use. The first one I call a conservative structure. That one is going to win me around $2.50 each time I hit. I used to play this thinking that I could maximize how many spins I could go before I hit the table max, but I quickly learned that I wasn't making enough money fast enough, and my risk was not minimized enough. So I knew that strategy was not the best one. So I started playing what I call the moderate risk. Here, we're going to win at least $7.50. This is average each time we hit. Sometimes it'll be $5 and sometimes it'll be $10. So averaging out to $7.50 per hit. This structure seems to be a nice balance between minimizing my risk, but yet I'm making money fast enough where it doesn't take me forever and I don't, play for thousands of spins to get the amount of money that I'm looking for before I walk away. And then we've got the aggressive structure. Here, I'm going to average a win of $17.50 per hit, but you can see from the cumulative loss column that cumulative loss goes up really, really fast. I end up hitting the maximum bet at 15 spins, and I've put almost $8,000 at risk. It's just too aggressive. You can't go long enough. 15 spins, you can miss 15 spins far too easy. It happens way more often than you would think. We'll talk more about the math behind that, like what the odds are. But this aggressive, it's too aggressive. You could kind of mix these up. You could make this moderate structure a little more aggressive, where you're winning maybe an average of $9 per hand, but you've got to play with $5 chips and $1 chips. It can become problematic. It could be a lot to manage on the table, so I prefer to have only $5 chips in my possession and play with this moderate structure. It seems to be the best balance. And you may be asking, what are those odds? Like, what's the chance that I'm going to miss my very first spin? Chances are high. You've got 26 numbers that are against you and only 12 for. So that gives you a 66.4% chance that you're going to miss a single spin. So that's what the Martingale is all about. It's about using statistics to limit your risk and get you as many spins possible before you get that losing streak that takes you out. If you go down the odds structure, the chance of missing 10 spins in a row is 2.25%. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but that can happen once every 44 spins. So it's still pretty risky. I've hit 10 misses in a row far too many times to play that conservatively. Usually I'm playing somewhere around 13 to 14 and maybe as high as 17 spins, depending again on that structure I'm playing and how much money I want to put out there. But if you can get to 17, you can see that your chance of missing 17 spins in a row playing the dozens is 0.16%. That's 1 in 634 chance that you're going to miss 17 in a row. That structure that was very conservative, unfortunately only gets you to 18 spins, but still puts a huge amount of money at risk. We'll talk more about that math in the next video. But if you could get to 20 spins, if you had enough money, if the table maxes were high enough, if you were playing conservatively, any mix of those three things, you can limit your risk to 0.05% chance that you'll miss 20 spins in a row. That's almost a 1 in 2,000 chance. So that would be ideal. It's just, we'll show graphs that show how the amount of money you're putting at risk ramps up. You'd have to put, $60,000 down on the table to get 20 spins in a row. And even still, it's going to happen to you once every 2,000 spins. So do you want that to happen? Do you want to lose $60,000 every 2,000 spins that you play? Probably not. The profits just aren't there. And the points you'll earn will not make up for paying for cruises. $60,000 will take you a long way on some cruises. If you look back to that moderate structure, you can see that I would have to put $3,500 at risk to go 15 spins using that structure. But during that time, I'm going to be winning money, so it's going to be offsetting that $3,500. So the $3,500 isn't the amount that I would lose if I went on a normal streak. That's how much money I would lose if I sat down at a table and I missed how many? 15 spins in a row right off the bat. The chances of that happening are super small. Don't get me wrong, it can happen, but those chances are very small. So that's enough talk about tables and math and all that mess. Let's get right in and watch some play. Here we're going to be using that moderate structure. If we look in the upper right, we can see we're at a total of $0 wins. So we're going to start at the first rung of our structure, which is a $5 bet. And we spin. And the result is an 11. So that's a loss. So we're going to go to the second rung, which is also 5. We spin a 0, a loss. We go to the third rung, which is 10. We get an 11, which is a loss. So we go to the next rung. That's a $15 bet. We spin, and we hit a 14, which is a win. Every time we win, we reset the structure. So we go to the top rung, $5 bet. We hit a 15, we win. Back to the top rung, $5 bet. $32 is a loss, so we go to the second rung, $5 bet. We get a 4, that's a loss. Third rung, $10 bet. $17's a win, so we restart. Top rung, $5 bet. We win, back to the top rung, $5 bet. We get a win, back to the top, $5 bet. A 13 is a win, another $5 bet, top rung. 14, we're on a lucky streak. Staying at the top, a $5 bet. Wow, quite a streak. 18 is a win again. Back to the top, $5 bet. 21, we're on a crazy winning streak. Staying at the top, $5 bet. 27, okay, we got a loss. Second rung, $5 bet. 15's a win, we reset. Top rung, $5 bet. A 9's a loss. Second rung, $5 bet. 18's a win, back to the top, $5 bet, first rung. 22 is a win, we stay at the top, first rung, $5 bet. 13 is a win, top rung, $5 bet. 21 is a win, back to the top, a $5 bet again. 0, we get a loss, second rung, $5 bet. 8 is a loss, third rung, $10 bet. 32, loss, fourth rung, $15 bet. Loss, fifth rung, $20 bet. Loss, sixth rung, $30 bet. Loss, seventh rung, $45 bet. Loss, eighth rung, $70 bet. Loss, ninth rung, $105 bet. Time to start chewing those fingernails. Loss, 10th rung, $155 bet. Loss, 11th rung, $235 bet. And there we go at 22, finally a win. So we went 10 rungs deep, but we finally won. We got all of our cumulative losses back. If you look up in the upper right hand side, you show our cumulative win, which is $150. So that was good. We showed a really lucky streak there where we stayed right at the top rungs. That's our happy place where we're winning the most money. Those are $10 wins every time we hit on the very first spin of the structure. But then we also showed a unlucky streak where we went 10 spins deep and had to put out a sizable bet of $235 on that 10th rung. If you look back at our structure, you can see what size of bankroll you'll need depending on how deep into that structure you want to go. So say we wanted to go set our risk at 10 rungs deep, which would have been that $235 bet. We would need a bankroll of $695. So however deep you want to go in that structure, look down in the spins column. Say you wanted to go 16 spins deep. You just look across to that middle column and you can see I would need a bankroll of $5,320. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of how that structure works. Every time we win, we go back up to the top. Every time we lose, we go down a rung on the structure until we hit however many rungs we feel comfortable with setting our risk at. I personally like to play in the 14 to 15 rung range. I find that's what keeps me in a comfortable spot. We will talk more about the math behind this though, and what dictates where you set your risk level. I have some handy graphs that show the divergence between your bet size and how much money you'd expect to win over a period of time. A bunch of odds tables that show you what your chance of losing at any specific rung of the ladder are. Some really interesting payout tables that help me set my structure, help me set what size of bankroll that I go into the casino with, things like that. So highly recommend you stick around for the second part of this video, which I should be producing here in the next week or so.
So hopefully that gave you at least a little taste of how I play roulette, the strategies involved, a little bit of the odds. We didn't really go into the math, but I'd like to do that on the second part of this series. But anyhow, hope you came away with at least a little bit of the understanding of this Martingale-esque roulette strategy that gets me a lot of points, keeps me cruising. I've cruised probably 17 times in the last 2 years on free casino offers, and I've got a whole bunch more booked, all on casino offers. I usually pay about $100 if I'm going solo, $200 if I'm going with somebody else in that free cabin. Maybe as much as $500 if you're going to somewhere expensive like Alaska that has high port fees. But anyhow, keeps me going. I definitely don't spend as much money as I would have paying for those cruises, and I get free drinks in the casino. I get other benefits as well that we'll talk more about in the second part of this video. But hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down in the comments below. I'll definitely answer those if there are any. Please slap a like on this one and subscribe if you want to see part 2. That'll be coming soon. Thanks for watching.